Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Today we want to unlock one of a custom delivery crafter reputation thingies, I guess? What we call it? Custom deliveries is how the stuff is called. But to do that, we first need to do the quest from this Adkiragh warrior in the Azim Steppe in what is it? Reunion. Okay, Adkiragh warrior. Nothing marks that this is a requirement for an unlock. Could I ask for your help? I have no one else to turn to. I have searched all over the Azim Steppe for one single flower. Someone told me that it was sold in Reunion, but I have had no luck here either. Could you search for this flower for me? It shall not be a dangerous task by any means. No, I should not lie, least of all to a visitor to our land. It will be a job fraught with peril. For the only way to obtain the flower I require is by slaying a purple. If you are willing to help, you should be able to find some north of here. Please, slay 3 of them and bring back the flowers. These nice people. Obtain pungent flowers. Were you able to get 3 of the flowers? A foul-smelling herb. Oh my, that stench. Quite ghastly indeed. I suppose I should tell you why I needed these flowers. I belong to the Adkiragh, the largest of the Sailor tribes. Recent events have led to me being considered as a future Han. The position brings with it much power and pleasures, but by the same token it has given rise to bitter and bloody rivalries. My older brother was a candidate before me, but after no less than 8 attempts on his life, he vanished with nary a trace. In his absence, I have risen in the line of succession, meaning I am now the marked man. I did not ask for this. Alas, wishing that it were not so, will not stay the daggers in the dark. That is why I sought out these foul-smelling flowers, to ward off would-be assassins. And thanks to your help, I may enjoy a moment's respite. In the meantime, I will set about finding a permanent solution to my problem. That is, finding my brother Adkiragh. Unless I do so, there will be no place for me, save in death. And with that, we go to Idyllshire. And that is the quest we want, the red one there. Between a rock and the heart place. Now, another thing you need to have done is you at the very least need to have unlocked the previous custom delivery you got from here for Slowy Aliapo. I don't know if you need to have finished Slowy or just have started it, but you need at least to have it. Gemlona has another favor to ask of a dependable adventurer. Well, well, if it ain't the dependable adventurer. I heard about what you've done for Slowy, and I want to express my gratitude. When I last spoke with her last, she couldn't say enough good things about you. Truly, you've got a good heart beating in that breast, which is why I'm hoping you could do me another favor. Do you know a fellow named Adkiragh, owner of a heart place? Even if you haven't spoken with him, you're bound to have seen him at the very least, by virtue of his unique attire. Something clearly weighs on his mind of late, and it ain't just the peculiar headpiece he wears. Why, even the piggy face seems to look downcast. Thinking to help out a fellow man, I went and asked what troubled him, but he wasn't minded to talk. Might be it's because he regards the house as a competitor. Whatever his reasons, he refuses to open up to me, but I dare say you will fare better. When you have a spare moment, I'd thank you to seek him out. See if you can coax out whatever it is that's bothering him. And this is right beside Slowy. This gentleman with the piggy face. And I need a higher level crafter to unlock it. Well now, you're certainly not typical of our clientele, but if you're not here for our famous hospitality, what could you possibly be here for? Deliveries here for you, Master Adkiragh. Doubtless she heard you fussing and fretting from a mom away, and being the kindly soul that she is, she's come to check on you. Isn't that right, Desiree? Pretty much. Your concern is wholly misguided. Why would the proprietor of a wildly successful establishment such as mine have aught to worry about? Look into his eyes and tell me you've seen even a fleck of doubt. Oh, this must be the parchment you were staring at so intently earlier. My, such a fine parchment it is. Much finer than anything Slowy has. These numbers in it don't look so fine, though. If I didn't know better, I'd say you're making a... Wait, you shouldn't be... Massive loss. Is it true? The illustrious Adkiragh, entrepreneur extraordinaire, making a loss. The mere suggestion is laughable. Ah, who am I fooling? Of late, adventurers have been flocking to the Far East. Idyllshire is all but forgotten. Business has dried up and the hard place is, ironically, in a hard place. You mustn't give up, Master Adkiragh. If there's any way Slowy can help, just say so. For example, I can supply you with, flatbread? There might be a little on the stale side, but a little stale has never killed anyone. At least not Slowy. But whatever happens, we can't allow the hard place to go out of business. If it does, what would happen to Menfina's arms and all the children she holds in her loving embrace? We must think of her children. Speaking of which, when did I last feed them? Was it yesterday? Or the day before? Oh, but such manager as mealtime are of no consequence next to the threat of closure. We've been doing so well with Desiree's help. Slowy can't bear the thought of having it all come undone now. Please, I need a place to hide. Oh dear, what's going on? Whatever it is, my illustrious self cannot in good conscience turn away a damsel in distress. Quickly, my fair maiden, done this. I take it you're in charge of this place? We are searching for an Ishgardian woman, name of Melody. Have you seen her? I advise you to be truthful, else there will be repercussions. We know of no such a woman. Even if we did, we are disinclined to cooperate with brutes who make threats. I advise you not to cause trouble in my establishment. Else you will have to answer to me, the illustrious Adkiragh, and the battle-hardened armorer there. Point taken. Don't take it personally, huh? We're just doing our jobs. We're done here. Well, what a rude pair. And did you see that hair? Ridiculous, wasn't it? But what was I going to say? Oh, right. Why were they after you? First, allow me to thank you. As you may have gathered, I was a mate. I served an Ishgardian nobleman, but he treated me most cruelly. Unable to bear the torment any longer, I chose to flee from his household. I had given little thought to what I would do after I had made good of my escape, but I cannot well return to Ishgard. You have already done me a great kindness by harboring me, but will you not take me into your employ? I have nowhere else to turn, and I promise I shall work very hard. I see. I should be glad to welcome you into the fold, but I will not lie. The business has seen better days, and you may well be boarding an airship that will go down in flames. Oh, I have a plan. One that will change the fortunes of a hard place. Would you like to know what it is? Oh, but of course you do, so I will tell you right now. We create a new menu. Miss Melody, you are an Ishgardian and a maid. That's to say, an Ishgardian maid. Is slowly right to assume you are familiar with your nation's cuisine? With your knowledge, you can help us introduce new dishes. You assume rightly, Miss Slowy. I'm well acquainted with Ishgardian cuisine, be it that partaken by highborn or low, and pleased to say that I'm not without skill in the kitchen. I should be glad to assist in this endeavor. Did you hear that, Desiree? We have the knowledge and skill to prepare dishes. The only things we're missing now are ingredients and utensils and cutlery and possibly some other trifle that hasn't occurred to me yet. Anyway, being the resourceful adventurers you are, Slowy has no doubt you can supply all these things. Okay. If we can make the hard place thrive again, so too will the whole of Idyllshire. That's a good thing, like pineapple pudding or juice, both of which can be purchased with the scripts you can earn by contributing to his cause. I still need to ask Mistress Rowena about it, of course, but I'm sure she said yes. We were really, really good friends after all. As a matter of fact, Slowy will go and speak with her right now. Well, it appears that all has been decided for me. Spontaneously though it was conceived, young Slowy's plan holds promise. Our success rides upon your ability to provide us with what we need, but Slowy has placed her trust in you, and so shall I. I beg you, help us bring the hard place back from the brink. Lest you worry about recompense, if the house itself will be supporting the endeavor, you may be assured that your efforts will not go unrewarded. I for my part care not for profit. The house is welcome to everything so long as the hard place survives. Without further ado then, let us see to work. Go forth, my friend, and bring us the Ishgardian culinary essentials we require. Custom deliveries unlocked. Adkiragh. So the sparkstone for cooking and part 2 is that Ishgardian culinary materials, and how much do we need? Two each. So go with 6 for now. Ugh, that was stupid. That was a lot more annoying than I had hoped for. Ready? This costume is surprisingly comfortable, but the headpiece does begin to feel heavy after a while. However, does Master Adkiragh manage to wear it all the time? Come this way. Let us be about the business of bringing the hard place back from the financial brink. Yeah. Crafted, gathered, or fished items. A collectability rating is important. And I can only turn it with 66 or higher. Great. I had hoped I could level it, use it to level a bit, but no. At least not for the stuff I actually need it for. The Guardians may be prim and proper to a fault, but by the same token they boast rich traditions. These essentials embody that, and their exquisite ornamentation promises to enhance the enjoyment of our Guardian cuisine. Now then, let me examine it by the light. By Azim, the quality is transcendent, the manifestation of an ideal I did not think existed. You, my friend, are a miracle worker. And we get rank up experience, or reputation, however you want to call it. Thanks to you, we have everything we require. The time has come to put our new menu to the proof. Azim as my witness, we will restore the hard place to its former glory. You'll be pleased to hear that our Guardian dishes have proven tremendously popular with our regular patrons. They're so impressed, in fact, they all go off promising to spread the word. Little by little, we are regaining the custom we once enjoyed. Thank you for your patronage. We look forward to your next visit. You really are natural at this, but don't you think it's about time you shed out with that outfit? Well, there's no guarantee that my pursuers won't return. Besides, I quite enjoy dressing like Master Adkiragh. It should have been me. Mistress Mapopo, I've been meaning to ask, how long have you been working at the hard place? How long? Why, only as long as it's existed. I used to be a treasure hunter, you see, but one day I ran afoul of a terrible fiend. It would have made a meal of me had the chief not chanced to be nearby. I never forgot the sight of him standing over a creature's bloody corpse. So majestic, so doohemy. Anyway, the chief saved my life that day, and I've been at his side ever since. Oh my, to think that Master Adkiragh is a skilled warrior as well. Is there nothing he cannot do? Well, it was not for naught that I was favored to become Han of the largest tribe of the steppe. Next to my brilliance, that self-proclaimed sun would appear as a pallid candle. Han? Largest tribe on the steppe? Pay me no mind. It was but idle musing, nothing more. You always do that, Chief. If you don't want to talk about something, you shouldn't bring up a subject. Enough talk. Everyone return to your duties. Adkiragh is pleased with your effort. He now considers you a friend of a hard place. And yet there is still much work to be done if a hard place is not only to survive, but thrive as well. To that end, Adkiragh has a new favor to ask of you. Desiree, I was wondering when you'd come by. I have a proposal I'd like to run by you and the chief. You see, after Melody came to us, I found I had little more spare time, so I started learning some alchemy from the goblins, and I've gotten as far as being able to make a simple distiller. That gave me an idea. What if we were to make a house spirit to serve to our patrons? The hard place's very own drop. I do like the sound of that. And if we are to reverse our fortunes, we must not shy from a challenge. Yes, let us undertake this endeavor. Once again, we must rely on your help, my friend. Will you procure for us the items We need to make our own spirit. That's the spirit. Pun shamelessly intended. So what do we... Fermented juice? Still malleable still materials? To craft the distiller? Okay. And wherever we need the ruby lava. But that shall be it for today for the recording, because we need to turn in 6 items to reach the next rank up, and I can only turn in 3 today. 3 more, because I just spent 3 on the first rank. That's how custom deliveries work. Good. See you in a moment then. And another week for our custom deliveries for Adkiragh. So, let's turn in our stuff for this week. Welcome, Desiree. Welcome. This hall has regained some of its former liveliness, and it's no small part due to your efforts. I have a ruby lava. Well, no. If this isn't used to make seaweed tonic, such a beverage may prove too exotic for most, but it's undoubtedly in the character of a hard place to offer such unusual items. Now then, let me examine it by the light. Yes, there's no faulting the quality. You never cease to impress me with your work, my friend. And malleable still materials. Using material with superior heat conduction properties such as this, we can expect wonderful flavors to develop during the aging process. I can scarcely wait to sample the results. Now then, let me examine it by the light. By Azim, the quality is transcendent. The manifestation of an ideal I did not think existed. You, my friend, are a miracle worker. Yeah, the fish was not all that great. That's why it was just good. A marvelous fragrance. The produce of this land is ideal for brewing a fine spirit, one that shan't punish revelers the morrow after. Such a beverage is certain to win over our patrons. Now, examined by the light, it's great. Thanks to you, our very own house spirit is now ready to be served. I must confess to feeling somewhat nervous, as if I were sending my child into his first battle. Not that I have any children, of course. Glad tidings, my friend. Our house spirit is enjoying unprecedented popularity. My papa is beside herself with joy. At long last we made it. Gods, please let it be him. He must be here. He must, after all we've been through. Algo, Telleburger, what are you two doing here? That voice. It could only be... Chief, it's you. It's really you. Desiree, I believe you can be trusted with my secret. Be not astonished, but the chief was once poised to become Han. Not just any Han, mind you, but that of the largest tribe of all the steppe, the Adkiragh. But with a great standing comes great risk, and after 8 assassination attempts and 4 sham marriages, he abruptly disappeared with nary a word. We too were sworn to serve a chief till death. Thus did we set out in search of him. First we scored the languid breath of his steppe, but when we failed to find him there, we decided to venture farther afield. And after a grueling journey, during which we were runaways, stowaways, and castaways in turn, we finally arrived here. How can this be? How can you learn the truth of my illustrious identity and not be surprised? Impressed? I met your brother on the step. You met my brother, and he's searching for me, you say? That is not wholly unexpected. Now, you two, how did you know to find me here? Well, Chief, many adventurers come through Reunion these days. Through them, we heard tell of a tavern far to the west. Imagine our surprise when we learned that the proprietor was a man named Adkiragh. But my whereabouts should be exposed in such a manner. Well, 'tis unlikely that any would-be assassins will follow me all this way. We did have one doubt, however. If you'd go so far as to conceal your face, why in the name would you go by your true name? But lo and behold, it really is you. We are quite baffled, to be honest. Such trifling details aside, you must not tell the others of this. It would not do to cause unnecessary concern. Adkiragh is delighted with your efforts. He now considers you a supporter of the Hard Place. And yet there's still much work to be done if the Hard Place is to not only survive, but thrive as well. To that end, Adkiragh has a new favor to ask of you. For as long as we can remember, the chief has always hidden his true identity to others. It's unheard of for him to trust an outsider. Desiree has earned my trust thrice over. It's by virtue of her help that this tavern still exists. And if you two mean to remain here, then I expect you to make a contribution as well. Well then, Chief, I have an idea. A new type of booze invented by the mole has been popular of late. With your permission, we return to the step and learn the secret of its making. Ah yes, the one with a new filling. While we're there, we gather the ingredients as well so we can make it here. Oh, and worry not, Chief. We'll take care not to be seen by our tribesmen. While the ideas sound, I've my doubt about the ability to carry it out. I would feel much more at ease if you were to assist them. Dependable as always. We are so close to become profitable again. Let us not lose our momentum. Go forth, my friend, and bring us the ingredients for making this new booze. Updated. So, what do we need to make? Signature booze cookware. Strong stepper spice and chakra fish. Alright, but we deliver that next time. Another cut for us here. Alright, another week to turn in to Adkiragh. Well, if it isn't Desiree. For your contributions toward keeping the hard place in a good place, you have my heartfelt gratitude. A chakra fish is turned in. Look at these bright eyes and shiny scales. With some preparation to remove a muddy flavor, this chakra fish will cook up to be the most delectable morsel. A fine substitute for zo, the meat of choice back home. Now then, let me examine it by the light. By Azim, the quality is transcendent. The manifestation of an idea I did not think existed. You are a miracle worker. And you need to switch jobs around to turn in the other stuff. While the use of spices is limited in my native cuisine, a good businessman knows how to adapt to his patrons. By offering booze seasoned with this spice, we can speak to the palate of Idyllshire's diverse visitors. And Miracle Worker. Great booze requires great ingredients. With what you've brought, I can make booze the equal of any found in my homeland, the dough irresistibly fluffy and the filling tantalizingly succulent. And it's great. Thanks to you, we're now ready to offer our special booze. Our patrons are bound to love this variation on the traditional recipe. I must hand it to them all. It never would have occurred to me to use catfish in the filling. As long as we don't eat namazu. People are coming from near and far for our special booze. This would not have been possible without you to supply the ingredients, and my illustrious self to make the mouth-watering stuff, of course. But to another matter. There's something with which I require your discreet assistance. Recently, Melody claims to have seen a sailor man here in Idyllshire. By her judgment, he did not appear to be an adventurer. I have an ill foreboding about this individual, and I need you to investigate. I would do the deed myself, but I have my hands full with orders for booze. To begin with, I suggest you speak with Melody. Do not delay. The continued survival of the hard place may well be at stake. Adkiragh now considers you a cornerstone of a hard place. New quest continuing the story of the hard place. Financial fortunes is now available from Melody. Upon its completion, the custom deliveries will be updated. He ain't Piggy, he's my brother. Greetings, Desiree. Is there aught you require? You wish to know about the sailor man whom I saw? Of course. His garb was outlandish, not unlike those worn by Algu and Tillebosh, and he seems to be searching for something, or someone. You don't suppose he could be connected to Master Adkiragh in some way? Chief, we have a problem. That's him, the visitor. Welcome to the hard place. Beg pardon, but I'm searching for a man named Adkiragh. If any of you know him, I ask that you point me in his direction. I am... Well, if it isn't the adventurer from your union. The fates are kind to bring us together once more. Lest you've forgotten, you fetched me purple flowers. Only after we went our separate ways did it occur to me that I had failed to introduce myself. The oversight I shall now rectify. I am Bulugan of Adkiragh, and the man I seek, Adkiragh, is my older brother, whom you may recall has gone into hiding. I had come upon rumors of his whereabouts, and thus did I set out to find him and bring him home. These two I know for minions of Adkiragh, and they likewise vanished from the tribe. I chanced to spot them in reunion and decided to shadow their steps. They refused to reveal the truth to me, but I have every reason to believe that I'm come to the right place. But perhaps it would help if I described my brother. First, Adkiragh is a proud man, can oft be heard referring to himself as illustrious. Next, he is extremely fond of booze and is skilled in its preparation besides. Last, and not to insult your intelligence, he is obviously a sailor like me. This point I emphasize only because there cannot be many of our kind who dwell in these parts. The Adkiragh I know would not lower himself by dressing as livestock, and yet the man who claims the self-same name, the proprietor of this establishment, is said to wear a swine's mask. You take off a mask. I would behold your face. Wait, but Chief, he's disfigured. Yes, disfigured. Hideously so. That's why he wears a mask. He can't bear having his face seen. Is that so? Well, perhaps I misspoke. I'm but a stranger here, and it's not my place to make such demands. Very well, I shall make my inquiries to the other residents of this town. Desiree, I must ask a favor. Loath for I am to drag you into my tribe's dilemmas. Will you keep an eye on Bulugan? You are offering to join me. I would be heartened for your company. I am a stranger and this is a strange land. Yes, very strange indeed. When I first arrived, I thought my eyes were playing tricks. To think that a place existed where man and beastmen abide together in peace. I should very much like to meet these creatures you call goblins. Let's begin by speaking with one of them. Hail to you, friend. I'm a wayfarer, come far from the east in search of my lost brother. The proprietor of a hard place. Know you if he's a sailor like me and a native of the Azim steppe? Slovik steals a glance at you. Will you gesture something to him? Shh, Idyllshire is free nation. Birth, race, faith, such things not matter here. One and all are welcome, provided one is willing to sweat work for good of all. And owner of hard place is Sweatworks Muchley. He is high-standing citizen of Idyllshire, has earned high view of Gobbyflock, a true Gobby friend. So, Slowfix asks, what business does Uplander have with Gobby friend? Does Uplander mean good, or does Uplander mean ill? Well, I wish only to see my brother back to... Never mind. My thanks for your time. Next, I will try approaching with treasure hunters. I understand they have a hand in the running of a settlement. It stands to reason that they wouldn't know about its residents. Midnight Dew looks over at you. Will you gesture something to her? Nothing. Beg pardons, but I wish to inquire about an Adkiragh man named Adkiragh. I believe he's the proprietor of a hard place. Adkiragh. Can't say I know what that is, but I do know Adkiragh. We all do. Peculiar choice of outfit aside, he's always got hot meals ready for us hunters after a hard day's work. And he lends an ear to our gossiping and venting till our throats are hoarse. Reckon I speak for all hunters when I say Idyllshire wouldn't be the same without him in his place. And that's the Adkiragh I know. I couldn't speak to this other... what's it though? I appreciate your kindness, my friend, but I'm not blind. Adkiragh always had a way of winning people over. Growing up, I wished I could be more like him. But I'm not my brother, nor will I ever be. There are only so many assassination attempts a man can endure in his sibling's stead. Perhaps a child will prove more forthcoming. Excuse me, little one. Do you know Adkiragh, the owner of the hard place? Uncle Adkiragh? Of course Chloe knows him. He always has exciting stories to share with Chloe and her friends. Lots of people were trying to kill him, or kidnap him, or marry him. Sometimes all of these things at once. Oh, and he's the little brother back at home. Someone named Boogaloo? Yes, that's his name. He's very dependable and Uncle Adkiragh admires him very much. Chloe's never met Boogaloo, but Chloe likes him already. Toy must work hard so slow he can admire her like Uncle Adkiragh admires Boogaloo. Well, if there was ever any doubt, there's none now. The owner of a hard place is Adkiragh, my brother. There's much and more I would say to him. Desiree, may I ask you to be present? He's back. What do we do? Come what may, we stand with the chief. All I've ever wanted was to live my life in peace, away from the burdens of succession. But that was denied to me. I felt trapped, deprived of choice, and so I chose nothing. Yet that may be the worst choice of all. Whether I embrace my fate or seek out another path to walk, unless I take control of my own life, it will forever be under another's control. This journey has taught me that. Your secret is safe with me. I will say that it is not my brother that I found here, but another man. Fare you well. Wait. As I have fear, one day you will find your own purpose. Something that you will want to protect no matter the cost. But the road is long and with many a winding turn. Whenever you need a rest on your journey, know that you will always be welcome here. My, but Master Adkiragh was once a candidate to lead his tribe. He's not leaving us. Oh, thank the heavens. It's over. We can finally rest easy. Bulagan is a good man. I wish him well. I apologize for the recent uncertainty, but it's safe to say no more of my kinsmen will come after me. The hard place need not go without her illustrious proprietor. What? I finally reveal my beautiful face and all you can do is stare? Come now, a compliment or two is surely in order. Applause. Permit me to thank you again, Desiree. Least to worry for my brother, you need not. Bulagan is a born leader. Where I am brazen, he's restrained. Where I am impulsive, he's measured. Often did I wish that I could be more like him. He will make a fine Han. When the day comes, I will go to pay my respects. You should join me. I will show you my homeland. Of course, my home is here now, and here I shall put down my roots, with an easy heart. But enough talk. We have a business to run. Thanks to your contributions, we are close to being profitable once more. Now I believe is a good time to shift our focus to outfitting the place with new furnishings. Go forth, my friend, and procure for us these things. Decorative furnishings. Hey. until next week then, when we probably finish this. Alright, last turn in for Adkiragh. Now, Deliveries, ever aside for sore piggy eyes, thanks to you I scarcely have a moment's rest. Rest assured, that's a good thing. Okay, I have a wicked wardfish for you. Well, if it isn't a wicked wardfish I see, you've done well to reel in such a rare and usable fish. Not only is its flesh good for eating, being relatively odorless, its oil is also ideal for use as fuel. Now then, let me examine it by the light. Yes, the quality is above reproach, befitting the opulence that the hard place endeavors to deliver. Very well done. And now I have to switch shops. Even in simple things such as materials for furnishings, you do not compromise, and indeed we must not compromise where it concerns the satisfaction of our patrons. Now then, let me examine it by the light. Yes, quality is above reproach. For a space to be conducive to relaxation, all of its furnishings must be in harmony, and you have clearly taken this tenet to heart. A furnishing such as this will help to ensure that the hard place is our patron's home away from home. Quality is above reproach. Thanks to you, we've amassed a fine selection of furnishings. By ensuring that the hard place is well appointed, we can keep our patrons comfortable. And a comfortable patron is a happy patron. With our furnishings adorning this hall, we've been attracting new patrons not only with our food, but with our ambience as well. The result being, we are doing better business than we have in many moons. Which leads me to my next piece of news. Finally, Deliveries. Finally, we are profitable once more. Such a stellar recovery we couldn't have achieved without you. I knew I was right to place my faith in you, my friend. Truly, I never cease to amaze myself with my powers of judgment. Master Adkiragh, lest you forget, Deliveries is Zoe's supplier first and foremost. Just kidding. By saving the hard place, you save the orphanage as well. Now I can sleep at night again without having to count flatbread, which wasn't that helpful anyway, because I'd run out at about 5 pieces. But seeing Master Adkiragh's success has inspired Zoe to redouble her efforts, which is to say, you have to redouble your efforts, Deliveries, for the children. Allow me to express my gratitude too, adventurer. With the hard place prospering again, your fellow adventurers are starting to return to Idyllshire. As a woman of the house and a citizen of Idyllshire both, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've experienced many and more hardships in my life, but this one alone I do not think I could have overcome without your help. The hard place is more than just a tavern. It's the only home the children of the orphanage know, and a place where dreamers of all walks may gather to rest away their cares. That this place could be all these things is because you and other kind souls have reached out a helping hand to this piggy. For that I give you my heartfelt thanks. Now come, my friend. Let us keep up our great work. And with that, the story of Adkiragh ends. Adkiragh could not be happier with your efforts. He now considers you a savior of a hard place. Through your efforts, the hard place has managed to turn its financial fortunes around. It seems, however, that Adkiragh has a different sort of favor to ask of you. There's something I wish to speak with you about. When first I came to Idyllshire, an outsider without a guild to his name, Idyllshire was the only place that welcomed me. Wish Guardians, for instance, judged me sorely by my appearances, looking me up and down before turning me away. So much for civilized peoples, I thought. My own tribe is no better. The Adkiragh are ever wrecked by internal feuds, rivals trying to get the better of one another. The idiocy of it all left me bitter and jaded. But this town restored my faith in my fellow man. Here, folk of all races and walks of life live together in harmony, joining hands in common cause. Fondly do I remember when I first set about establishing the hard place. One after the next, my neighbors came and offered me unsolicited help. They've done me a good turn. It's only fair that I return the favor. This I mean to do by making the hard place the best place it can be. A place where folks can relax and eat their fill, where they can raise their cups in good times and in bad, where they can chatter about everything and nothing until the break of dawn. Everything that Idyllshire has given me, I intend to give back and more. To that end, I hope that I can continue to rely on your help. What's that? You wonder why I still wear my disguise, though there's no longer a need to hide? Well, by now it has become a part of my identity. My brand, if you will. That being said, as a businessman, I'm well aware of the import of staying abreast of prevailing trends. Moreover, I'm ever on the lookout for opportunities to broaden my horizons. Therefore, I give you permission to use glamour prisms upon me. With your surpassing fashion sense, give me an appearance that you think will speak to our clientele. Future requests can be selected at random from all those you have seen thus far, with a list refreshing each week. May review the items currently in demand. Note that Arky Brewing Essentials, distillery materials, and Ophardian salmon will earn you particularly handsome rewards. Whenever they make an appearance, the effort to procure them will be worth your while. Furthermore, Adkiragh's appearance may now be altered for the use of glamour. Nothing good for them. But you can get a head instead of the piggyhead. Alright. That is Adkiragh. Until next time, I'm Ace, and don't get lost.